Good evening, my dear exiles, and welcome to another tier list. As I'm still resting my hands, I am once again relying on help from my absolutely wonderful wife to aid me in getting this episode out to you. Like before, I sincerely appreciate your patience during this hiatus from our regularly scheduled programming, and I hope that by next week I'll be able to resume giving you normal Bad at Games content. Anyways, until then, enjoy this second crack at Bravo and Yossarian rank foodstuffs of varying shapes.
Here, you know what? I'll do this one if you want.
Sure. Why don't we swap it up?
We flip the script.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, can you see?
I can indeed. The pasta shape tier list maker.
Yes. So we are currently recording. All right. So pasta shapes. We've had 32 images. So the other one was 56. So this one was updated more recently.
So I see. The question is this the date as the Europeans do it or the Americans do it?
That's a good point. So it could be June. All right.
Or February.
So we've got same format, except we have another tier below. We have F tier, and we have never tried.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
F tier for fucking sucks.
So angel hair, Capellini. This one I'm gonna put in C tier. I think it's straight up overrated. I think it's more of a hassle than it's worth. Yeah, just not a big fan.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. Like, I wouldn't turn it down, but
right. It's like none of these are going to be like, oh, I don't like this because it tastes bad. They're going to be on like texture and like ease of access.
Yeah. Also, I feel like
transmit sauce.
Yeah, I also feel like angel hair is sort of the like default pasta.
Yeah, which like it's spaghetti is like the real default, but like I feel like angel hair is like everyone considers it like a shortcut to be fancy, and it's like no, it's just worse spaghetti.
Yeah.
Which like, hang on, where is spaghetti here? Lasagna.
Is it at?
Oh, there it is. Okay, spaghetti, A tier.
Really?
Yeah, I mean like it's not. It's the workhorse. You know, it's easy to produce, and it's pretty good texture, versatile. It does the job. Next up, I still can't read this. Can you read this?
Starts with a B.
Bucciate is a type of long macaroni, originating in the province of Trapani. They take the name from busa, the Sicilian word for the stem of a local grass, which is used in preparing them and gives them their helical shape. Oh, interesting.
Oh, so they're spirals.
Yeah, let me go over here and
you know what they kind of remind me of?
They kind of remind me of those like chocolate straws.
Yeah, I was gonna say the flake.
Is that what they are? Is that the chocolate straw?
Yeah, that you put in like, coffee.
Right, exactly.
Also, the favorite pasta of Team Daiguren.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Oh, I just got your...
There it is.
All right, cacavelle. These look like giant shells, jumbo shells.
Yeah.
I think that they're fun, but not actually that, like, efficient.
The sort that typically come, like, stuffed with ricotta.
Right. This is camanelle. What the hell is... If I go... Campanelle.
Oh.
Okay.
As in bells.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I have had these. They're all right.
I feel like they're more like They remind me of flowers more than bells.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like they're one of those pasta types that are just sort of odd shaped for the sake of being odd
Right,
shaped.
right. We've got the cavatini, the spirals. This is a B.
Okay, fair
Uh,
enough. Can't argue with that.
cavatelli. I'm going to zoom in even further. Okay,
Cavatelli.
cavatelli.
These kind of look like gnocchi.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think I've had them, but I'm not 100% certain, and I don't want to misrepresent them.
Fair enough.
Conchiglie. Just more shells, but I think these look like smaller shells. If they're the smaller
Yeah,
shells, then I'm gonna put them over here actually.
in high B.
And high B. D'Italie. Oh, I've had these.
What are they?
These are like tiny little cylinders. Um,
Italini?
yeah, they're. Imagine if like
Oh,
rice was a tube.
sure. That's a great way to describe them.
Yeah, there's
Rice tubes.
too many ads here. Get the fuck out. Like, shut up. If there's an X on it, I don't want to see it. So, not
Just
interested.
go back to the way it was.
Ad is the ad closed? It doesn't look like the ad was closed. Fuck. All right, let me try and knock some of the ones out that I recognize pretty easily. Um,
Okie doke.
lasagna. Uh, I mean, it's up there.
It's fucking
Hey,
it's a
lasagna.
fucking
It's a
lasagna.
fucking. Well, here's the thing: is that like there's only so many ways to get creative with this pasta, and lasagna is one of those ways. Really.
Yes, absolutely true. There are,
Um,
and it offers boundless delights.
right. And yeah. Boundless delights. Very versatile, very hearty. Makes it easy to share. Yeah.
The only issue that I have with lasagna is when people refer to it as meat cake.
Ooh, gross.
Exactly. Thank you.
Fettuccine. I am a big fan of fettuccine, personally speaking.
Yeah,
Um,
me too. I think it's superior to spaghetti in every way imaginable.
I agree. I'm going to put linguine also in S tier. Well, I think linguine actually probably belongs in high A. Um, I like the shape and like texture and thickness more than the spaghetti, but I don't know that it quite makes it to S.
That's like it's like thicker spaghetti, right?
Yeah, it's
Look at that subtle off-white coloring. The tasteful thickness of it.
a little thicker, a little flatter,
Yeah,
but it's
okay.
not quite
But
like fettuccine's,
not
broad.
quite fettuccine. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ravioli, another S tier. Again, there's only so many ways to get creative with this stuff, and that's one of them. Um,
Ravioli for me is the highest of the high.
oh.
It is my all-time favorite form of pasta.
Um, egg noodles. I feel like egg noodles I'm putting down in D. Like
Really?
again, like none of this is flavor based because these are all essentially the same flavor. But for me, and I've had egg noodles like for pasta before, um, but I feel like this is almost the opposite of linguine. This stuff is like you can't get al dente egg noodles. They're like always floppy, always kind of like soggy to me.
Mm. Egg noodles are they what are typically used for ramen
I believe so.
or some forms of ramen anyway?
All right. Let's see here. We've got rotini. Rotini, low A.
See, I find them a little, I don't know, kind of a pain.
So
To,
that's how I feel about farfalle. Farfalle, I'm going to put in low C. I think farfalle has a good texture and thickness, especially because
Mhm.
you get this is one of the ones that actually has like a variety in that it's thinner at the end and thicker in the middle, right? So you kind of get a little bit of a gradient there, but they're so hard to handle. Like you can't spear them with your fork very effectively to get like a you can't get a substantial like spaghetti, rotini, fettuccine, a lot of these things you can get like a substantial mouthful on your fork.
uh,
Farfalle, you can't do that. They have too much surface area to get a significant amount on a spoon, and their sloped design is difficult to spear, so you can't get a bunch of them on a fork.
I don't know. I never found it that tough to spear a bunch of them through the middle.
I guess. All right. Gnocchi. Gnocchi, I'm gonna put in a high A. This is, it wins on
I'm
merits of texture.
I'm with you there. I The thing for me with gnocchi is like I like it in small amounts.
Mm,
Like I feel like once you've had like more than a small plate or bowl's worth, it starts to get a little repetitive.
gotcha, gotcha.
But
Um,
again, this is your tier list, so
yeah, yeah, yeah. Manicotti. I'm actually gonna put manicotti down in C. I feel like it occupies the same thing as the cacavelle, which are typically like stuffed shells. Like
mm.
it's basically an Italian enchilada.
An Italian enchilada.
Exactly. um, and I feel like usually it's too much stuffing, not enough noodle.
I agree, which kind of fucks with the texture.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, okay, let's see here. Wagon wheels. Nostalgic value. We used to have them at my house a lot, but other than that, just kind of there for the novelty.
Childish.
Yeah, juvenile. They have no place at an adult's dining table. Um, let's see here. Okay, other easy to knock out. Macaroni. Macaroni is gonna have to be up here just because
Are you a mac and cheese guy?
I've become a mac and cheese guy. I didn't have mac and cheese until I was in. I think literally until I was like 30.
Really?
Um, that said, I've like never made it at home, and again, it's kind of like oranges and other stuff. It's definitely like a treat. I have never made macaroni and cheese for myself. It is an
You know what?
indulgence.
You know what is really good?
What?
Mac and cheese with a fried egg on top.
Hmm. Well, you know
Hey,
me. I'm not a big fan of eggs.
fair enough. Well, you might is your lady wife, does she
Uh, you
partake of
know,
eggs?
she does partake of eggs. She
Well, you
also
might
really loves
suggest
macaroni
it
and
to her.
cheese.
Well, you might suggest it to her next
Yeah.
time.
But the other thing with macaroni is that it's typically like a harder durum or whatever the term is for the thickness and hardness of the noodle. And I like that.
Durum is a type of wheat.
Shoot, what's the? There's a. Oh my god, I got so many fucking windows open. Okay, hang on.
What are you looking for?
The term for like the hardness of the noodle.
Term for here, I'll look it up.
Noodle
Hardness
hardness.
of
Noodle firmness. I thought that was a term
the
for it.
al dente ness.
Right.
No,
In any
that's
case,
not.
macaroni is typically a bit firmer. It's got a bit more of a chew to it, which I like.
Fair enough.
Not for everything, but it works for macaroni. Fusilli. Now, is this just a tighter spiral than the rotini?
I think so.
All right, then it's going right there. Um, Gemelli, I've had these. These are like kind of like the helical ones. Um,
I feel like those go with wagon wheels. They're
yeah,
very
they're they're
childish.
fun. Mafaldine, I haven't had them. These things I have.
What
I think
what
I'll
are
put
they
them
called?
ditalini.
Ditalini.
I'm putting
Uh
them. I'm actually gonna put them above angel hair. Well, I'm gonna put them below angel hair, between angel hair and farfalle,
oh,
because
these are the rice
right.
tubes.
And you can scoop these real well with a spoon.
Sure. They make for good like pasta salad.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Orzo. Now, what makes orzo, and penne
Are
penne?
orzo is that what am I thinking of the right thing? Oh, no. I was thinking of orzo. Yeah, okay. They are it's like oh my God. Uh what's the other rice pasta that's really hard to cook?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Everyone's all really excited when they make it.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh my
Um
god, you got to try my so and so dish." I had to. It took a lot of effort, and I had to constantly stir it.
yeah.
What the hell is that dish called?
Oh my God. Is it not there on the list?
No. Italian
Risotto.
risotto. Thank you. It's also known as risoni and pastina.
Well, there you go.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah. I've seen. Okay, this is okay. So this to me serves a similar role as ditlini.
just two letters different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Pappardelle. These look
Those are like the really wide noodles, right?
right. They're like fettuccine, but yet wider.
I actually really like pappardelle.
I don't think I've had it. So as much as I have
No,
like a first impression, I'm not gonna disrespect
they
it here.
are they are exceptional at bearing sauce.
Okay, okay.
So I highly recommend you check them out.
Penne. I'm gonna put penne highest of the B. Rigatoni just below them. Rigatoni usually has like a wider opening, so they can get like squashed down, which makes them easier to pierce.
Sure.
Um, and also, I think like you can. I've had like baked rigatoni similar to baked ziti.
How do you
Uh,
feel about like baked pasta dishes as a whole?
I mean, I'm for them. I have never had an issue with them. I remember like back in the day when I was at redacted private school. Um, Occasionally they would serve baked ziti, and for a while I was like very wary. I was like, oh gosh, this when they say it's baked, it sounds like a dish that I haven't had before and I won't like it. And then I had it, I'm like, oh, it's just pasta that's been like firmed up a bit.
I mean, those were the days when you were still like an incredibly picky eater, right?
Right. I would still say I'm not like adventurous, but I have enormously expanded my palate since then.
Yeah.
Um,
All
okay,
right, we're down to four left.
right. We've got, I think, tortellini I've had. Let me, um, but I
Yeah,
don't.
they're like ravioli, but
That's right. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, tortellini's great.
yeah,
Tortellini's great.
they're not quite doesn't quite soar to the same heights as ravioli, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
up
yeah.
there.
Okay, raditori.
It's funny, all of my like suggested Google searches are types of pasta now.
I think these last three I haven't had.
What
Ratitori I don't recognize. Pakeri don't know.
Is that with a double C?
Yeah.
Let me
Uh,
see. What does this look like? Oh, they're like even wider, flatter, rigatoni.
yeah. I
And
guess I'm
then
gonna.
finally,
Well, yeah. There's orchette.
is it orchete or orichete?
Orchette is what it's written as here. Orchette.
I think it's actually spelled differently. It's orecchiette,
Oh, okay.
which
Um,
is they're just sort of a loose bowl shape.
gotcha. So that's my tier list here, and also like I feel like D is almost misrepresentation of egg noodles, but like it's not fair for me to put them in the same tier as other ones. This is the only one that like there's a part of it that like I distinctly don't enjoy.
Sure.
It's not enough for me
The
to
rest of
like
them are just pasta.
right.
So really, lasagna is your top of the tree, huh?
I would say so, which isn't to say that like it's the one that I have the most often or anything. I think that I definitely have spaghetti most commonly. I'll have ravioli and linguine more commonly after that. I don't have fettuccine that often, but like that doesn't like these. This is my favorite one. Lasagna is my favorite one. Lasagna is also the most like labor intensive of these. I mean, like, unless you want to
Well,
like hand make ravioli, it might be a bit tougher.
speaking as somebody who's made both,
Mm,
like well, to be fair, I haven't, made sheets of lasagna from scratch, but I have made ravioli from scratch.
nice.
And it is a pain and a half, and I don't think it's worth it.
But like, if you're like, you can like buy ravioli at the grocery store and
Yes.
then like plop it in a, bowl or in a pot. But like all that to say, like, lasagna, I think is my top slot here, but it's not the one that I have most often.
What is your favorite type of lasagna?
My favorite type of lasagna. Um, well, me, like again, because of my like, my constrained palate, I don't eat beef. So I've had like cheese lasagna, which feels like pretty simple. Um, I guess like turkey lasagna is probably what I would say is my favorite, or
Uh-huh.
like chicken, which isn't gonna have like the thing with turkey and beef is you can make them ground and you can kind of like distribute them more evenly. um,
Sure.
Ground chicken, you can still do it, but it's not as common.
Right.
um, Probably ground chicken would taste better than ground turkey just because it's got a bit more fat, but I never had ground turkey lasagna, or sorry, I never had ground chicken lasagna.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'd say probably turkey.
Yeah, for me, so I aside from fish and the occasional, slice of like pepperoni pizza,
Hmm.
I do, I try to
Oh right, vegetarian.
hew to vegetarian
So like
most of the
eggplant.
time. Yeah, there's a very good vegetarian lasagna with like eggplant, bell pepper, and zucchini.
Ooh, sounds very
That
tasty.
Yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, there you have it,
well,
folks.
so that's Bravo's tier list of fruit and Yosarian's tier list of pasta.
I am certain there are other things that we could argue about, but just to kind of settle the score with regards to what our community was uh, posting, this is where
Yeah.
Bravo and I fall. Feel free to get in the comments and
Tell us
either
how
agree
wrong
with
we
us or
are.
just be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, thank you so much for taking the time to sit with this extensive review of two types of food. And yeah, we'll catch you next time.
This is Yosarian,
And this is November Bravo.
and we are bad at tier lists.
We are opinionated about food
Over.
and out.